Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Killer Ant Reviews. Today we'll be talking about the book Downfall, the Dhamon Saga. I think I've definitely mispronounced that name. How do you pronounce it? This is part of the Dragonlance series, and I actually did love this book a lot. I was kind of surprised because Dragonlance, I kind of noticed that the books are either really good or pretty bad, or just average. I think that's all for the books, but it's more just really good or really bad. And in this instance, this was actually probably my favorite of the Dragonlance books so far. So this was written by Rabe, and the cover is actually pretty good. I love what the artist did with the background, and this definitely comes in quite a bit. The whole thing is that the main character is a thief, someone who comes off as unlikable, but he also has a dragon scale attached to his leg, which causes him pain at the worst of times. And it's not like, oh, it's just a dull pain. No, it knocks him out. Back's pretty okay. Yeah, I got a tag from a thrift store on here. That's where I basically get some of my stuff, either on eBay or at thrift stores. So the whole basic plot is it actually starts out with four thieves. You got the main character, Haman. I can't really pronounce his name. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. And he has three other thieves with him. There's the big guy who's, despite being big, he's really likable. He's kind of a cool character. There's also a half-elf woman who is the most insufferable character. That actually did get points against the book because there are times when danger's happening and she basically cries out that she oh, I want a house. It's like, no, shut up. You're in a dangerous situation. I don't care. All she cares about is material wealth, and she's also very abusive to another character. The fourth one, which is named Fetch, which is a kobold, or like I said, I'm very terrible at pronouncing these names. It's a small reptilian race species. Even though Fetch wasn't his real name, but he is actually kind of a really interesting and eccentric character. Which definitely adds to it. She's definitely really abusive towards him, purposely calling him by the wrong name and also insulting him a lot, which adds to her unlikability. They do meet a few other companions too. A guy named Rig, who is also pretty unlikable. You have Fiona, who's could be a bit better. She's not really like a memorable character. She's just there, but she's all right. And the whole thing is it starts out with him, the main character, just being pretty unlikable. In the first couple chapters, he actually steals from a knight who is dying from a goblin attack while defending the city. And someone just messaged me. But as the book goes on, he gets more and more likable. His whole backstory is sorry, someone keeps messaging me on Steam at the worst times, but yeah, they go through a lot of quests, a lot of danger. They're trying to help out an ogre city because they're getting hit by constant rain and earthquakes that could soon destroy the city. So him and his group are basically, their goal is to figure out what's causing it and stop it. And overall, this is what I've seen this term before of these books. It's a popcorn book. It doesn't really add anything new to the fantasy world, but it's very entertaining to read. I ended up actually loving this. It's like I said, this is probably one of my favorite books. I do have the third book, and you get the second one. The length is, it's almost 400 pages. They did show a sneak preview of the first chapter at the back too. 15 chapters. And can't really say much bad about it, except a couple of the characters were pretty unlikable, especially his half-elf companion, who's supposed to be like part of like the quote-unquote good guys. Orthe, she just ends up just being like the worst. At least Rig, when he's kind of being a jerk, you can at least tolerate it, because I felt like that's kind of what his character's supposed to be. Might set up a confrontation. But a lot does happen in this book. It's hard to go through all of it without spoiling everything. If I did have to say anything negative, is that the final fight was a little bit disappointing. Although reaching up to that final fight was pretty exciting. There's a lot of good action, a lot of good, well-written action scenes. And overall, if I have to give this book a rating, it would be a solid 9. If it wasn't for, like, the final fight being a bit disappointing and his kind of like, I guess it's like his girlfriend / half-elf companion was insufferable, I would definitely give it a higher rating. But, like I said, if you ever see this book, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a read. If nothing else, it'll be entertaining. So until next time, this is Killer Ant.